Hello everyone and welcome back to another video in our folder of work series. Today we are going to be adding our extracts and annotations into the template in Google Classroom. So I'm going to be sharing my screen with you today rather than showing you my hands or my face. This is just the easiest way of doing that. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how to get to your folder of work first of all. So the first thing you're going to want to do is log into your Google Classroom and click on your grade level. Once you get in there, you'll see all your different topics. And if you just scroll down to folder of work, click on the folder of work assignment, you will see an example and the template. So you want to open the template. When you open that, you'll be able to edit it. It'll save as your specific template and you can edit away at it, and then I can track your changes. So you're going to change your name on the title page just by clicking into that box. You'll also notice that I have little comments throughout. You can just resolve them as you go, as you read through them. They're just to give you a bit of an extra helping hand. In your contents page, you're just going to want to change your titles as you go along. So that can be a track of how far you've gotten, what pieces you've found, what pieces you need. So I am doing Double Trouble by June Crebin today, which we annotated in the last video. So I'm just putting that in as poem 1. Then I'm scrolling down to the poem 1 extract itself and changing that title and that author as well. Now it is time to type up our entire extract. So this, you're just going to type the whole poem. So you can type it straight from the book. If you have a digital copy, you might be able to copy and paste it. I'm not sure. I am speeding this up a little bit because it could take a while. This section will be the same for poems, dramas, prose, everything. Just type it all up. Again, some of them you might be able to find online, but at this grade, you're probably using fairly modern texts, which means that you won't be able to find accurate copies online. So just make sure that you're typing it all in and take your time. If you have to check over it at the end against the copy in the book, do that. Make sure that it's 100% right so you don't have to worry about it again later. So you'll notice that this poem is quite long and it's too long for that font size. So don't be afraid to change those. Obviously this annotation box is quite big, so I'll make that smaller in a minute, but you can reduce the size of your text and also the spacing. If you go into format and line spacing, you can adjust the spacing and just make sure that everything is as compressed as it can be. I am going to make that annotation box long and skinny rather than fat and wide, which just will help with that. So if we click into the annotation box, I can just delete all the text that was there. So that's again just some guidance while you're completing it, some of the things that I'm saying in the voiceover now. But once you've had a read at it, go ahead and delete that and you can start inserting your annotation. So I am just taking the points that I had on that post-it note and turning them into longer sentences, only slightly. Pretty much at this grade, what you've written on your sheet, on your post-it note, will be enough. However, just try to make sure that it all reads clearly, that it makes sense. For example, in that second paragraph there, I've written, I especially like the bit, rather than I like the bit when. It just helps it flow easier. And I've also elaborated a little bit on the last section when I talk about having a sister myself and how I've always thought it would be interesting to have a twin and to imagine what that would be like. So I've just changed that a small amount. As you can see, it's not a very big paragraph. It doesn't have to be. This is just the first step that will help you when you come to write your personal reflection at the end of this folder. And it gets your ideas in order as well, which is really helpful. I'm then just going to expand the box within that window so that it covers all of the text. And that is your annotation done. I'm having a read through it just to make sure that I haven't got any typos or there's anything I could explain better. You can always change this again later, but just do as much of it when you first input it as you can. So there you go, that is an extract done. I've now noticed that because I've made that box smaller, I can actually make my text a little bigger, which is nice. Just be careful with poems that there isn't a line that's too long for the shape of your box. As you can see, it's not much fun when my friend Jill has like come down onto an extra line. So I'm just going to have to adjust the size of my box a little bit, the size of my annotation box a little bit to make that, you know, all on one line and to keep the spacing of the poem as it was intended. That is really all you have to do. That is one extract done. You have 6 to do in total. So it should only take a few minutes. If you've done your annotations on a post-it note or a page, it should be a very quick process putting it into the template like this. I will have another video next week on how to basically customize it and make it pretty to look at, and colours that you're interested in, and a title that reflects you and your personality. And then of course we will have our personal reflection still to write at the end. But that is the bulk of your extract. Once you have input all of those, you are about 90% done with your folder, which is really amazing. So I hope that you find this helpful and that this will encourage you to get in there and get everything input into your folder of work template. If you have any questions, please let me know and I will try to help you out. Good luck with everything, and I will see you in the next video.